James, you played with Aaron Rodgers, so when there's an Aaron Rodgers conversation on television, nobody is a more informative voice than the one that I'm about to hear from. Rodgers still believes in his team. We talked about him, James, last year for months. Before you even joined us every day, we were talking about Aaron Rodgers. He still believes in his team, but do you still believe in Aaron Rodgers?
Come on, man.
40 years old, an Achilles injury, James. Achilles.
Yes, I believe in the most talented quarterback to ever grace the football field. No, Aaron Rodgers can still play this game at a high level.
How do you know?
I know, because I played with him. I played with him for 8 years. It don't matter how long ago I played with him for 8 years. Aaron Rodgers is a special quarterback. Yes, I understand he is coming off of injury and all that type stuff. But he's absolutely right. You are talking about a team that is built the right way. I believe they're in a better situation than they were last year. Because last year was all about how can we get Aaron Rodgers up in here, right? Couldn't really do a lot of stuff in free agency and all that. Now, you know you have Aaron Rodgers. You know you have a really good defense. You're going to go in this draft. You're going to draft what you need, especially offensive line-wise and things like that. You definitely need another receiver to go on the other side of Wilson. But defensively, and what I believe the Jets are going to do offensively, with Aaron Rodgers healthy back under center, who I believe he can play at an extremely high level. We asked him, can he still play? And yes, he was 4 plays in towards Achilles. But before last season, what did he win?
Before that season, MVP.
He won MVP.
But before that season.
He won MVP,
but
right?
Last season, he didn't throw 300 yards in the season.
I understand that. I understand that. But before his last season in Green Bay, he won the MVP. So I know how special Aaron Rodgers is as a quarterback. This Achilles injury, yes, it might be able to slow him down mobility-wise and all that, but standing in his pocket, throwing this football, Aaron Rodgers is still one of the greats. With what they have over there in New York, adding a couple more pieces, especially if you can protect them, this team is going to have a chance, and like Joy said, to get in the playoffs. We ain't going to talk the Super Bowl. We agreed on that, right?
No, we're not.
There we go.
We sure aren't.
There we go.
I'm just so over it, though. Like, we always talk about Aaron Rodgers, right? How great his arm is. He's such a great talent.
Player.
That's cool, right? I guess Tom Brady's not as great talent-wise. He's the greatest. He wins championships, right? We could do all this playing around and all that, but he won 7 championships.
7 of them.
Why you bring Brady?
Because I'm just saying, like you love to speak how great he is as his talent.
He is, and as a player.
As long as I've been playing and watching football, he's the most underachieving player I've ever seen. The truth.
4 MVPs, Shady?
Oh, I mean, he does.
4 MVPs.
Hold on for a second. That's cool. I mean, for the individual stuff, that's cool. But when I talk about a guy like Patrick Mahomes, when I talk about a guy like Tom Brady, we talk about, what's my name for 49ers that we love to talk about? Joe Montana, that we just skip over all the time. And we ask these people, who's the best quarterback? They love to put Aaron Rodgers in that category. And I'm thinking, like, why? Because he's talented? Because he don't win nothing, though. And when the last time I checked, when we talk about the greatest quarterbacks of all time, they got chips and things like that.
Plural. Chips.
So if we're not doing that, I don't want to talk about A-Rod all the time, right? Great talent. Great interviews. He loves to make controversy in the locker room and all that. That's cool. I want to tell the quarterback that's win championships.
But first off, that's disrespectful.
Or is it honest?
No.
Which part? Which part disrespectful?
It's disrespectful.
Which part?
Most overrated quarterback. Underachieving quarterback of all time.
He's not?
4-time MVP, a Super Bowl champion.
Based upon talent.
And you're going off of that, yes, because of how great he showed you he is. That's why you're saying that.
And what else?
But even with that being said, you're talking about a man with 4 MVPs, which means you are the best player in the world. And you have won a Super Bowl. You're talking about
20 years ago you won that Super Bowl.
It don't matter how long ago.
This dude gets the first seed almost every year, and what happens? He loses. I'm gonna say this.
That's disrespectful.
Listen, what I won't do, I keep it honest.
He does.
And I don't care who the player is, right? I think Aaron Rodgers is a great talent, like you said. But I'm over that conversation.
It is a true
right? All you do, you do great in the regular season.
That's it.
Playoffs come, I can't find you. We can't find them, though. 20 years ago, you got a championship you keep talking about.
20 years ago.
I mean, it's almost something like that. Where the other guys we talk about that y'all want to so quick just jump over. They got to jump over Joe Montana like he didn't exist.
Yeah.
He's a great player.
I'm not saying none of these dudes ain't great.
Just don't put his name.
These dudes have more chips than Aaron Rodgers.
Just don't put his name.
But overrated?
I didn't call him overrated.
Overachievers underachievers, the same thing.
Is he not?
If you say somebody is an underachiever,
if I tell Joy Taylor, if I tell your player got 4 MVPs Every other year they got the number one seed.
A Super Bowl.
One Super Bowl. And you want to compare him to the greatest of all time? They're not in the same.
Forget comparing him. You saying underachiever.
Because when we talk about the greatest quarterbacks of all time, we love to throw his name in there with the greats. And I'm thinking, like, how?
Because of what they seen with their eyes.
Because he's talented?
Do you still believe in Aaron Rodgers? You also could answer if you think that Aaron Rodgers is underachieving, because that's just as fascinating.
No, I do not still believe in Aaron Rodgers. I don't care about what the Jets do. Prove it. I'm so tired of talking about this Jets. Jets got everything they need. They got the coaching staff. They got the players. They got this. They got that. They got Aaron Rodgers. Do it. I don't care. Do it. Y'all ain't been to the playoffs in the longest in the NFL. Just do it. Just go do it. We will watch. Yes. I will watch. I'm not predicting. I'm not expecting.
Yeah. I'm just gonna be.
I'm just gonna be. I'm not even optimistic. I'm not pessimistic. Go do it. I always gotta hear. I always gotta hear about all this. A-Rod's gonna do this. The last time we saw you wasn't the MVP year. The last time we saw you, a thrower of the football, did not throw for more than 300 yards in a game.
Last time we saw him.
Okay, sorry. Let me not disrespect the 4 plays at the start of the season that Aaron Rodgers played in. Before that, he did not throw for over 300 yards in an entire season and missed the playoffs.
Yeah.
Okay, and got knocked from potentially making the playoffs by the Detroit Lions. So yep. I don't really want to hear about what he's capable of still or what potential he still has. Yeah. Listen, we all want to see Aaron Rodgers play football.
Yes.
So anybody rooting against this.
No.
But I don't want to hear about what the Jets are going to do. Y'all never do nothing.
Ooh.
Y'all don't never do nothing. I hear about the Jets all the time. I got to talk about the defense and Zach Wilson, and then I got to talk about Mike. I don't want to talk about it. Go do it. Stop. I'm tired of hearing about it. Oh, I don't want to hear about it anymore.
Oh, what's in there?
I mean, does nobody feel me though? I feel like this is a team that does not go to the playoffs. Y'all do not even go to the playoffs.
James, I just want to quickly make the case.
And when he does go, he does lose.
Why I agree with Shady, or not. At least I'll hear Shady.
You agree with me?
Because James, you got 4 MVPs. Think about the quarterbacks who have multiple MVPs in their careers. The discrepancies between their MVPs and their Super Bowls are not larger than Aaron Rodgers. Peyton Manning got 5 MVPs.
Yes.
He went to 4 Super Bowls. He won 2. Kurt Warner got 2 MVPs. I believe he won a Super Bowl. Steve Young has multiple MVPs, multiple Super Bowls. Tom Brady, 3 MVPs, 7 Super Bowls. So when you look at the...
Patrick Mahomes.
Patrick Mahomes, obviously, I think he has 2 MVPs, 3 Super Bowls. When you look at the discrepancy between MVPs, thus individual talent, and Super Bowls, thus collective achievement, there is no greater discrepancy between MVPs and Super Bowls than Aaron Rodgers. So you could make a very valid argument that he's incredibly underachieving based on talent.
It's just crazy because this game been around for a long time. And you name some Hall of Fame special quarterbacks, and Aaron Rodgers eventually is going to be in the Hall of Fame.
For sure.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 after he is done.
Yes, sir.
Right? So from that standpoint, it's crazy to say somebody's an underachiever when you say, hey, I'm done, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, here go your jacket. Right? So that's crazy off the top. Number 2, if you draft a guy in the first round and you say you're going to get 4 MVPs and a Super Bowl out of him, I don't care how it may look, we're going to say that's an underachiever?
But hold on, James. What you're saying is true.
It is true.
Okay, and no one is going to argue that.
We're not arguing.
But what we are...
I'm hot at Aaron Rodgers right now, too. I am. I'm hot at him right now because he should have more than 1 Super Bowl.
And I know you're not going to say anything bad about Aaron. I know.
Right.
But what we are suggesting is when we talk about some of these other players, that Aaron gets inserted into the room, like here's the room where Montana is and Brady and Mahomes and Manning,
all these rooms.
you know, and some others. When he walks in, he just has 1 ring, 1 ring.
He just has 1.
And a lot of hype.
Right.
Well deserved.
I mean, but this is a team sport. Like it is absolutely important to have an all-time great quarterback, and you know, there's generally a correlation between winning and having a great quarterback talent. But Aaron gets immediately slotted in with these guys because of talent, but we constantly have the talent over
4 MVPs
individual accomplishments, though. Individual accomplishments. We constantly have this conversation up here about talent and results and what is more important. And at some point, when you reach a level of greatness, the results do have to match on the team side, in my opinion.
No doubt.
Subscribe here to get the latest from Speak, and go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.